Welcome to DTV. I'm joined by Jack Viney following the loss against the Suns. And Jack, really fascinating game in some ways. I mean, the D's won 3 quarters, but it was that second term that really let the side down. How do you sort of assess today's loss?
I think it's extremely disappointing. The fact that we were so close and made so many mistakes I guess is a positive and a negative. I think it's a game we definitely should have won. But because we made so many mistakes and made some poor choices, we end up losing by 8 points, and it cost you. So there's stuff to work on, but I think if you want to be a consistently good team, you've got to win those games that we deserve to win.
What was it like playing out there? What sort of game did it feel like, just from your point of view?
Oh, it felt like a pretty. I think Gold Coast were really good at running the footy, so we really had to be good in tight, so that when they did get it outside, they couldn't run. But it was a pretty free-flowing game, and I think the last quarter was a bit of a shootout. But they just had a bit of a head start to start with, so we couldn't catch them in the end.
Your role today, I mean, you've ended up with 24. How did you sort of feel you went?
I felt like I was competitive inside, and I got a goal in the last quarter when it counted. But their mids had really good games as well. So I really got to be accountable and have a good game myself, but then limit opposition midfielders to limit their disposal. So I'm happy with it, but there's always room to improve.
Tough start to the year for yourself, having missed a few games through injury and coming back. How do you feel you're going just a few games in?
I feel like I've built on every game. I had a bit of a slow start against GWS, and then had a better game against Carlton, and then again I felt like today was probably my best game out of the 3. So I think hopefully if I can keep building on my games and eventually find some good form.
Next week against the Swans, next Saturday night, how the boys have to regroup for that one?
Yeah, I think Swans haven't had an ideal start to the season as well, and they'd be quite, vulnerable. So it's another opportunity to get a win, and I think the boys will come out firing, considering how close they came today, and it felt like we could have won it. So they're going to want to back it up next week and get the 4 points.
All right, mate. Well, thanks for chatting to us, and best luck for next week, mate.
Thanks, Bergs. Thank you very much.